fucking thumb. That shit hurts.
I know, but I didn't want to. For days like that. Behind the engine. All right, so body harness is almost out. Definitely a little bit more than I was expecting, but that was kind of to be expected. So yeah, I guess we're gonna save the rest of this for tomorrow or another day, and then we will introduce the donor car for the body harness, and we will get that pulled. It'll be a little bit more work because it has full interior still. And then hopefully this car can get running so we can work on all the fun stuff. Put the suspension on, get the car actually like turn it into a drift car. And yeah, that's about it. See you guys tomorrow. We are back with another day at the 1 Series. This is day 2 officially. Since we've been trying to give you guys some update progress and get this recorded and documented for you all. Right now, me and Joe are basically just getting the roof prepped to come off because we're gonna be doing carbon body on this car. So haven't really shown it yet too much, but we have doors, hood, trunk, and roof. Fenders and rear quarters, of course, are gonna be a body kit, so we're running the Big Duck Club for this one. Couldn't find like anything carbon and actually affordable for this, so. All right guys, we are back with the official welding day of the 1 Series roll cage. So we didn't really get it on film too much. I think it was Monday or Saturday we put the roll cage in the car, but it was on Monday. We put the roll cage in the car, but we basically just tacked it up, got everything into position, 1 or 2 tacks on each bar, and just got really everything but the intrusion bars put in just because we didn't finish prepping this area. So now we have the cage pretty much in and getting welded. We started on this side and we're kind of just working our way through and trying to manage the heat, not weld too many positions like all at once. So it's really fun to weave and bop through this cage while we weld piece by piece, but we're getting there. So I think I'm gonna actually put on some proper clothing to finish this because it's getting a little bit painful. And I thought that flammable shorts would be a good idea, but honestly, it's kind of starting to hurt. So we're gonna go throw on some shoes and pants, and then we're gonna get right back to welding. Right, Gracie? Right, Gracie? What are we gonna do, huh? You wanna eat? All right guys, so that is it for today. We have, I'd say about like 80–85% of the cage in. shout out to Cagekits. Honestly, without them, it would be a lot longer of a process. And the amount of like effort that it would take to create a cage that's as tight and as accurate as this one, it honestly doesn't make any sense to me personally. I might not be the best fabricator, but welding in a cage that comes like this makes it probably the best experience that it could be, putting a cage in Florida in the summer heat with what we have going on right now. So shout out to Cagekits once again. Everything's coming together really well. I think there's just a couple welds from this position that I really am gonna have to get back behind the rear bars to finish up. And other than that, the intrusion bars that we just left out for now. So tomorrow we're gonna pick up on that. We might not get too much footage of it, but when the cage is all finished, maybe some more paint prep done and completed, we will come back maybe this weekend and give you guys another update. But for now, this is what we got, and that's it. But for the cage, honestly, it's great because it's gonna take a little extra time just to get to it with the schedule, and don't want to fight a partially rolling car right now. Also don't want the lift beams to be in the way. And then we had a failed welder right before we started the project. So that's kind of why we just got everything tacked, because the Hobart started increasing wire speed like as you would lay the trigger, and turned out it was like a bad resistor, so it wasn't worth really repairing right now. Just figured it was time, after 5 solid years, that we deserved a new welder. This is the fun part. So we have a lot of the fronts of the cage welded. Now it's coming down to the tight, tough corners, crevices, everything back here where I'm gonna basically sit and get spatter all over me and probably not be wearing enough proper equipment to not get burnt, but that's part of the game, huh? Got the steering column out of the way. Yesterday it was in my face way too much, so we're gonna try to get the intrusion bars finalized, every other bar's in the car. Roof is test fitted, but it's gonna get lifted back off. And right after this, we're gonna quickly paint it so there is no rust. I love how I wanted to expose the engine bay to show off the engine, but it really does not look too attractive right now. So we're gonna change that. We're gonna pull the engine back out and do a full reseal, valve covers, whole 9 yards. I want this thing to be solid 110% the first time. The E46 proved that. It's been 2 years of driving. I broke a drive shaft. We're not gonna talk about that. And other than that, it was probably my fault. I've not had to bolt check well, I've had to bolt check, but I've not had to tighten, fix, repair, anything trackside, preparation. It's been really good to me, so we're gonna continue that with this one. I don't know where to start. I don't know if I wanna start sitting in the back and I gotta pop the roof off. Let's do that real quick. Hey, Louie, you help me with the roof real quick? Just actually pull it towards you like halfway and then I'll come grab it. She's flexy. What is it? Ronnie Coleman? Yeah. Insert. Wait! Meme here.
told you, this was the only one that doesn't do the S65 like rattle, cold start rattle. The only one I've ever fired up and heard it. What's up, guys? S65 is inside. We're going to proceed with the reseal, mainly rod bearings today, and throughout the rest of the week we're going to get this engine ready. Waiting on a couple parts to come in for it, but we should have headers on, bearings done, reseal done, front end accessories on, and getting this thing ready to go back in with a subframe. So, welcome back. This is week 2 or 3 with the 1 Series. And she's looking good, but we need to make some engine progress before we put this front subframe in, so now's the time. Let's get it. Alright guys, the bearings are all done. If you want to look over here, nothing really abnormal. The car had 100,000 miles, so for 100K, I believe these are original, or they were original, and looks really good. We only have one that was like almost getting down into copper, but once again, for 100,000 miles, these were way overdue. They look way better than most of the ones I've seen, and now we have fresh bearings, fresh ARP bolts, all going back in the S65 OEM oil pan gasket. Cleaned everything up, about to throw the oil pan on and flip this thing over just so she can drain all her fluids properly. I don't like how it's upside down receiving all the cleaning end of the bearing job, so get this thing flipped over and good night.